Your hands are not tied until you decide they're tied. Your options are not limited until you create that mental construct in that mental prison. Hi, you guys. How are you today? Welcome to Via Frequency. I'm Olivia, and I'm so grateful that you're joining me here today. Via Frequency is a channel where we explore the elevation and evolution of human consciousness, as well as come to a point where we can truly realize, recognize, and actualize our already innate wholeness so that we can better balance our humanity with our divinity and truly walk in that divinity while here on this 3D plane. A huge part of my channel is really about personal empowerment. Certainly self-love and self-trust, recalibrating and realigning our relationship with ourselves. I like to repeat this a lot, but the relationship with ourselves is our most sacred relationship, and it determines and dictates our relationship with everything in the external world, because the external world is simply a mirror of that very relationship with self. So how you relate to people, places, things, events, etc. in your external world is going to be dependent on your belief systems and your thought patterns and your life experience and how that has programmed you and shaped and molded the way that you see yourself and the way that you see the world and life in general. Your beliefs about life in general, as well as you and yourself, are going to dictate your relationship with everything. This life is not happening to you. Life is literally occurring through the universe that you are. It's all occurring here within your universe, your ecosystem. One thing that I think is very easy to forget when we're feeling so disempowered for so long, based upon our own internal programming and based upon our response to the society that we've grown up in, a society that promotes disempowerment. It promotes a highly externalized worldview. It promotes a worldview where you are at mercy to external circumstances, where you are not the cause. You are at mercy to the effect of everything. This type of programming can lead us to feel like we don't have choice in a lot of circumstances. I did a video a while back about free will and how trauma and societal programming and past life experience and pain and stuff that we have within us that is unresolved robs us of a true and full embodiment of our own free will, which is the law of the land. It's the law of this universe, is free will. However, if you have programs running, if you have trauma and trapped emotions stuck in your body and experience by which is dictating your every move, if you have internal parts of you that are never going to let you experience certain pain ever again, or are never going to even let you stick your toe in certain situations because they're trying to protect you and they're afraid of you not being able to handle it, or not being capable, or not being able to confront certain aspects of life, then literally your choices just went from a massive amount to a very limited amount. This is a subconscious process. We don't even realize a lot of the time that we are restricting ourselves and constricting ourselves so much in terms of the choices we have and the decisions that we can make. Only when we reach a frequency of true empowerment do we open our viewfinder becomes a bit more panoramic, and we're able to open our view and see everywhere, observe everything, where we actually have a different choice. By the time we're 35, 95% of our processes are subconscious. They're habits, they're programs that we're just repeating on autopilot. And so much about coming onto this path of ascending consciousness and higher awareness is about regaining the intentionality in your life. It's about regaining the choice. Instead of living life based on a program, instead of living life in this robotic fashion where we're just sort of the blind leading the blind, going with the herd and just follow, follow, follow. Whether that's following something external or simply following your own programming, we don't realize that we have the power to choose so many different things. So my challenge to you today is to look at your life and see, what are you opting into? What contracts have you made with yourself that you feel contractually obligated to, that you've been participating in just because they are in your programming, they are a traumatic imprint, they are written in your DNA. Perhaps it's an ancestral contract you've opted into. Perhaps it's health or an illness or something that you've accepted because it ran in your family, or because everyone else you know in your immediate bubble has struggled with that thing. Is it a mindset? Does it have to do with the amount of money you can make, or the amount of wealth that you're able to hold, what you're able to hold in your container? Does an idea come along and you have a desire and you say, I would love to do that, but no, people like me can't do that. I mean, these are the things that we need to realize. No, we have a choice. We always have a choice. The biggest and most monumental thing that we can do is realize that until we raise our conscious awareness and until we go into a mode of resolution into a lot of the things that are robbing us of our ability to see, are robbing us of our clear vision, of that panoramic view of the world, taking off just our limited ego avatar perspective and looking from multiple perspectives and seeing what we can do with what we have. Because all too often we can take what could seem like measly little circumstances and absolutely construct magic out of those things. However, it takes stepping outside of the box. It takes stepping outside of the lens and the filter and that narrow perspective that we've been seeing through perhaps forever or for very long, or that we've been trained to see through. So again, my challenge for you today is to look at the parts of your life that you have choice in, that you maybe were either in denial about, that you didn't have a choice. Perhaps it's easier to stay in the comfort zone and in the program, so you just tell yourself that you can't change, or that your hands are tied. Your hands are never tied. Your hands are not tied until you decide they're tied. Your options are not limited until you create that mental construct in that mental prison. It's all within you. Just like everything going on in your world right now is a creative manifestation of your own mind. And yes, it's due to the things we've been through. It's due to the traumas. It's due to the pain. All of these things add into it. It's due to the way we were raised and the way that our minds were shaped and formulated and molded. But it doesn't change the fact that in a heartbeat, in an instant, we can go in there and decide to take a different path. We can go in there and decide to do something differently. And you know what? Even if you don't fully believe it, even if you can't fully get behind it with your full faith, it could be worth a try, right? And a lot of times I think that we are so beaten down and so downtrodden by this frequency of powerlessness, that we don't even try new things. I definitely have experienced that in my life many, many times. And I look back and realize every single time that I put one foot in front of the other, even when I wasn't 100% sure, but when I was able to first bring myself into enough alignment to put the energy in the direction and then take the chance on myself. I always recommend getting into alignment first before acting. That's really, really important. But if you can do that and then put one foot in front of the other in order to take the chance on you, in order to change something, to step out of that comfort zone and look at all of the incredible potential and possibilities that you hold. Everything here is created because of your mind. You've been manifesting your entire life. So if you made it to this point, thinking the way that you think, you have to change the way that you think in order to make it to a new state, to a new heaven on earth, if you will. You are so worth it, and you have so much more power than you know. It's really the deprogramming and the wiping of that old program that is going to free you and liberate you. And when you start to put one foot in front of the other and you start to feel that spark within you ignite of your own true empowerment, you're going to see that everything shifts, including your perspectives and realizations about how you relate to everything else. You're going to realize your inherent connection to everything around you. Your very energy and the quality of your energy is going to change and shift. So think about where you have choice in your life and think about how you can take those chances on you. If any of this resonated with you, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, tap subscribe and the little notification bell, and drop me a comment. I love to connect. Until next time, I'm Olivia for Via Frequency, signing out. Ta-ta for now.